And we're back for round 2 of 2.0 builds. Now that we've got the apps out, that we can at least goof around and have some fun with them. And what's the app that we're using for this silly thing right now? Launch Bay NE. And actually it works pretty good. So kudos to you guys for putting that together. And I think this one, last one we did Rebels to try to cheer up our Schwabby here, who's a little pouty today.
I'm not pouty.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Pouty. So now we're going to do Imperial and have some fun with Imperial builds. So should I go first this time?
Sure. You know what? I'm kind of interested to see what's going to transpire here.
Well, what's my favorite Imperial build?
So I'm assuming there's going to be a Lambda and a Defender.
And some Defenders, because my favorite build in 1.0 to fly, and it messes people up because they just don't get why I do it, is 2 Lambdas with Tractor Beam and their Pilot Skill 2. And then 2 Defenders at Pilot Skill 1 with that TICE X7 or whatever it is, so they get 2 points off and get the free evade. I'll tell you, I've taken out Tier 1 builds with that build. It's just so... I love that build. It's so much fun. But...
You tried to copy it, didn't you?
I tried to, but there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to...
I like to know how expensive those Defenders are. They're supposed to be equal
but
to
you know
the
what?
E-Wing.
The Lambda now has a shot out of the front and the back. So that's kind of like 2 Lambdas together. Just one going the wrong way. I don't know. Anyways, I managed to get a trial build. We'll see how it goes. I got the Lambda. And it's just a little guy, the Omicron Group Pilot. And then I've got 2 TIE Defenders. Yep, Delta Squadron pilots. So we've got all 3 of them are pilot skill.
1.
Because that's, oh my lord, that's all I could do. And the Delta Squad pilot, I mean, the thing with the Deltas is they already come with the, after you execute a 3 to 5 maneuver, you may perform a free evade, just evade. But that's fine, free evade action. So you still get your evade action. I mean, their 4K turn is white. The 3s are red. They got lots of red and mix in there. But anyways, I'm going to go with those. And I threw on jamming beams. If this attack hits, all hit and crit
jamming
results.
Tokens?
Yeah. All hits and crit results inflict jamming tokens instead of damage.
It's a good thing that one of my builds in Rebels doesn't allow you to use jamming tokens. I can pass them off to other ships.
Well, anyways, these things will either hit you with normal dice or they're going to hit you with the jamming beam. Now, my Omicron Group Pilot, my Lambda class shuttle here, I put on, of course, Tractor Beam. Why not? So all your, what is it?
You put Palpatine?
Oh yeah, all your hits and crits inflict tractor tokens instead of damage. That I don't get, because Tractor Beam can only need 1 to move a ship. But if I do like 5 hits and they go through, you're getting 5 Tractor Beam tokens, which I guess is -1 defense die for each one.
Yep.
So we'll see how it plays out. And then Director Credit, yes, because every build has to have Director Credit.
You didn't put Palpatine?
No, I did not, because Director Credit's only 5 points. So
Palpatine's like, what, 15?
Yeah, something silly like that. So one of my silly Defenders will get the advantage. I mean, it plays different. You have a target lock for the ability and all that to kick in. But still, it's still going to have the extra shield. So it's going to be 3 hull, 5 shield. That's not too bad. So I'll be flying around. So anyways, that is my, as close as I can get to my shuttle build.
It sucks.
It sucks. You say that, I am going to whomp your ass so bad with this build. It's not
does that surprise you? You do it anyway. So, like, it's a never-ending story with me. I lose them anyway, so it doesn't matter what build you come up against.
It will be fun to play.
When you meet me across the table, it's an automatic win.
Not always. Not always.
Pretty much, I think.
Yeah, well, who knows? 2.0 might be your year.
No.
What did you think for Imperial? I know you're not a huge Imperial, but you did manage to. Somebody gave you their collection. I expect to see you play.
So one of the ships I love flying is the Alpha class. I like the looks of the ship. So
looks like something off of Stargate.
I built a triple Alpha class with a TIE fighter build.
Ooh.
So I tried this once before and it was horrible. It sucked. But we'll see.
2.0 will make it
4. So my pilot skills are 4, 3, 3, 5. And the pilots is Major Vindir, Lieutenant Karsabai, the Rose Squadron, and Mauler Mithril in the TIE fighter.
Cool.
Major Vinder is 58 points. Lieutenant Karsabai is 56 points. Rose Squadron is 54 points. Mauler is 32 points. What is on Major? Well, the Major has heavy laser cannon, which is attack. So after the modified attack dice step, change all hits to, or all crits results to hit results. And its range is 2 to 3. And then it has the assault configuration. So while you have exactly 1 disarm token, you can still perform secondary weapon attacks. While you perform a secondary weapon attack, while disarmed, roll a maximum of 3 attack dice. So with the heavy laser cannon, it knocks it down to, instead of running 4, it runs 3, but runs 3 dice, so it loses an attack dice on that. And then I have Advanced Slam on there, which allows you to... so the Advanced Slam says after you perform an action, a slam action, if you fully can execute that maneuver, you may perform a white action on your action bar, treating that action as red. And then you have Advanced Sensors, which after you reveal your dial, you may perform 1 action. If you do, you cannot perform another action during your activation phase. So, I reveal my dial, Advanced Sensors, get to put my action in. So if I decide to slam, Advanced Slam, or I slam, I get to do another action, but it turns red, and then I can do my other slam. And then I have Predator on there as well to allow me to reroll 1 dice if you're in my bullseye. And then the cannon. So that's on Major Vindir. And his abilities is while you defend, if you are disarmed, roll 1 additional defense dice. Lieutenant is after you gain a disarm token, if you are not stressed, you may gain 1 stress token and remove a disarm token. So I can disarm him, and then I can stress him to remove my disarm token so that I can maneuver normal with him and fire with him if I want normally. But he also has the assault configuration, heavy laser cannon, Advanced Slam, Advanced Sensors, and Predator, all the same loadouts. The Alpha Squadron pilot, same thing as the rest of them. They're all the same loadout. They haven't changed. The loadout all is the same, all 3 Alpha. Yeah. And then Mauler has nothing other than what his ability is. So while you perform an attack range 1, roll 1 additional attack dice. So if he's nice and close, he gets to roll an additional attack dice on top of his range 1 modifier. So he gets to actually roll 3 dice on range 1, so he'll get to roll 4.
That's not bad.
It's a 4 dice hit if he rolls 1, if he survives, obviously. Yeah. Because they don't have no shields, because they're just TIE fighters. So that's my first build. It's not bad. It's something I decided to throw together. Like I say, I don't know. I'm looking at it again. I'm like, I don't think I want to fly that, actually.
What?
It doesn't look very good. But actually, I might try it once.
You might try it once?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, the big talk, I mean, I'll be honest, when it comes to the Imperials, I'm kind of, because again, just like the Rebels, the ships that I was flying and prefer to fly are all going to be part of the second wave, the second wave upgrade under whatever new name they come up with. What are they? It's not the, what is it?
First Order.
Yeah, it's the First Order. So I need to wait for the First Order cards to be released so I can really fly what I want. But I mean, they still have some good ships, and a lot of the talk is the Phantom. And you know what, to be honest, my next build is using interceptors and phantoms. And, you know, now that I've done builds with this app and seen what ships can do and the limitations and all that, I have to be honest, I agree that I think, at least for the beginning of 2.0, for the first little while, the Phantoms and the Interceptors are going to be fair game to play. I think they've got a chance out there, and they can definitely do some damage.
I honestly
well,
think
it's that bullseye thing.
What people fly.
No, they put so much of the extra abilities needing the bullseye to actually make it work now, whereas before, the things that would kill these ships were just the automatics, you know? Oh, I can just roll this die or roll for this or that. And they've changed so many upgrades and abilities so that it has to be in the bullseye. And these things are so bloody maneuverable. You can get out of people's bullseyes no problem and deal with that. So,
which is what the TIE fighters are supposed to be able to do anyways.
Yeah. So I think there's enough changes in 2.0 that these things have.
And the Phantom, I believe, is getting a boost, actually.
Yeah. So, anyways, for this build, this one I think will be worth flying. I did Sunterfeld. I did Turfener, Phenir. I pronounced that wrong. Turfener, whatever.
Who was in the Lambda shuttle in 1.0, and now he's in an interceptor.
Now he's in and then I put Whisper because it's a Phantom. You got to have Whisper in there. So, anyways, Sunterfeld. At the start of engagement phase, if there is an enemy ship in your bullseye, gain 1 focus token. These things are maneuverable. If you can't set it up so something's in your bullseye, yeah, you shouldn't be flying the thing. It has auto thrusters. They're all going to have auto thrusters, the interceptors. After you perform an action, you may perform a red barrel roll or boost action. So, I mean, that's a way of getting their push to limit, and that's fine. So, I mean, you can do a barrel roll and then do a red boost, or you could do a red or a boost and do a red barrel roll. Make sure somebody's in your bullseye, and you're still going to get your focus anyways. It's all good because it says gain a focus token. It doesn't say gain an action. So, you know, I figure you'll get the token. Either way, I did that. I threw on afterburners. After you fully execute a 3 to 5 speed maneuver, you may spend 1 energy to perform a boost action even while stressed. So there again, I'm setting these up so that they can fly and they can maneuver. I put in, because I actually love these things, static discharge vanes. Before you would gain 1 ion or jam token, if you are not stressed, you may choose another ship at range 1 to 0 or 0 to 1 and gain 1 stress token. If you do, the chosen ship gains the ion or jam token instead. So I think there's enough opportunity to be sneaky that you could, I mean, these guys are going to be flying close in, you know, and I'm actually tempted to what I want to do is a daisy chain with 3 of these ships so that they keep passing the ion and taking stress until they get to a bad guy. So it goes 3 ships just to ion somebody. Anyways, to have some fun. And then marksmanship. While you perform an attack, if the defender again is in your bullseye.
Oh, that's new marksmanship. Actually.
Yeah, you may change 1 hit to a crit result. So that's what I did to Sunterfeld. And I think that's going to be fun flying him. Now, poor Tur, because I can't pronounce your last name. After you perform an attack, you may perform a barrel roll or a boost action, even if you're stressed. So you could fly him in, do an attack. If your pilot skill is higher than the dude you're shooting at, you can fly right into him, do the shot, and then barrel roll out of his arc so he can't shoot you. I think that's just fantastic.
That is fantastic. Yeah,
yeah, and I know I'll do it to Curtis, and he will love me for it. But then again, I gave static discharge vanes so that we can have some fun with the ions and the jam tokens and marksmanship. So, and again, the ship also has auto thrusters. Now, Tur and Feld, they're what? Sunterfeld is 67 points. He is pilot skill 6. So, I mean, yeah, that's as high as you can take him. Tur is 59, and he's pilot skill 4. So that's still not bad. That's on the upper end of the curve. And then I threw in Whisper, who cost me 74 points. But he'll be a lot of fun to fly, so I don't really care. Pilot skill 5. And let's see here. After you perform an attack that hits, gain 1 evade token. So that's not too bad. He's rolling 3 dice. If you get up close, he's rolling 4. Most turns, you should be able to at least sneak 1 in. He's got the Stigma Array. After you decloak, you may perform a evade action. So, yeah, now when you decloak, you get an evade action. You don't, while you were cloaked, you get an extra die. But when you decloak, you get an evade action. At the start of the end phase, you may spend 1 evade token to gain 1 cloak token. So they're giving you the action. You need that action to cloak. So you can either use it to save your ass or keep it in reserve so you can cloak again next turn. Again, because it's an Imperial build, and because I can do it, and because the TIE Phantom now takes crew, Director Krennic. So I don't know which one of the my interceptors I'll put them on. I'll have to fly it around and have some fun. But yeah, Director Krennic's in there. God bless him. 5 lousy points. Why not? So, and again, afterburners, which is always good. 3 to 5, you get a, spend an energy to get a free boost. Advanced sensors, after you reveal your dial, you may perform 1 action before you do your move. And I did that because it's got red 4K and it's got, a red 3K. And those are the only red there. But I thought, you know what? It's 8 points. It's expensive, but I know my play style. It'll be the best 8 points that I've used in the game. And then again, marksmanship. I've given them all marksmanship because of the maneuverability. And I mean, with Scum and the Bullseye, I mean, I flew those ships all the time. I know how to work the bullseyes. I figure with these 3, shouldn't be too much trouble to fly in and cause some trouble. I mean, they all, yeah. Whisper's the only one with shields. The rest of them only have 3 hull, and that's it. But I don't know. I think I love flying interceptors, and I love flying the Phantom, and I'm really hoping that they are part of the game again. And I look forward to trying this out and seeing if I get totally obliviated or not. What about you? How did Imperials number 2? Bill, go for you. What did you decide to throw in?
I flew a Lambda shuttle.
I like those.
With 2 interceptors.
Okay.
So, the Lambda shuttle, I have Captain Kagi, whatever his name is.
Krennic?
No, Kagi.
Oh, yeah.
At the start of the engagement phase, you may choose 1 or more from the ship at range 0 to 3. If you do, transfer all enemy lock tokens from that chosen ship to you.
So you're a magnet for target locks.
So he gets all the target locks.
That's not bad.
Steals everybody's target locks. And so, with that, I gave him Jamming Beam, ISB Slicer, Novice Technician, which says at the end of the round, you may roll 1 attack die to repair 1 face-up damage card. Then on a hit result, expose 1 damage card. And then Advanced Sensors, and then the ST321 title card, which says after you perform a coordinate action, you may choose an enemy ship at range 0 to 3 of the ship you coordinated. If you do, acquire a lock on that enemy ship, ignoring range restrictions. And on Sunterfell, on the first interceptor, at the start of the engagement phase,
Did you realize we picked the same ship?
Yes, yeah, and
you're learning.
Tur is in the second interceptor.
All right on.
And both of the interceptors have stealth device, static discharge vanes, and predator.
Nice.
So they both interceptors are loaded out the same way, with Captain Kagi loaded out differently, where he steals everybody's target locks.
And you're going to fly the shuttle aggressive, right?
Sure. Whatever you say.
Well, you know what? We got time for one more. Easily. What do you mean shaking your head, no? I love the Lambda shuttle. I do. And the fact that now it gets to shoot out of the front and the back, to me, makes it even more of an attack vehicle. I already fly them like they're starfighters. That's where I fly the shuttles. I love to attack. Messes my opponent up because he can't figure out why.
Are you doing another build?
Oh, I one more build. We got time, man. We got time. One more build. I put together, and this will kick ass. I guarantee you it will. A 3-shuttle build of destruction. I got Lieutenant Say, or whatever his name is. After you perform, oh, what is that? The 3 things, whatever. I got so hyped up about the coordinate. Thank you. I lost all my brain cells. After you perform a coordinate action, if the ship you choose to perform the action on, may perform an action on your action bar that it hasn't done yet. So basically, when he coordinates, I get an extra action out of it. I threw on ion cannon because I think that's going to be fun. If this attack hits, spend 1 hit or crit result and turn the rest into ion tokens. Hey, that's great. You can do 1 damage or a crit. I love that. I'll choose the crit. You can take a crit. Oh, and you've got 2-3 ion tokens. That's awesome. ISB Slicer. During the end phase, enemy ships at range 1 to 2 cannot remove jamming tokens. I gave it a hull upgrade. That way, these things are 12 points each. That's great. 8 hull, 4 shields. It ain't going anywhere that fast. Advanced sensors, because look at that dial. It's like a Christmas tree. There's so much red, white, and blue. I don't know which way it's going. So anyways, advanced sensors, I have no doubt, are going to get used regularly on this thing. And I gave this one the ST-321. After you perform the coordinate action, you may choose an enemy ship at range 0 to 3 of the ship you have coordinated. If you do, acquire a target lock on that enemy ship, ignoring range restrictions. So it gets a free target lock out of it. So that shuttle's going to be fun. And then I went with the basic. I mean, he's pilot skill 3, so he's not going to be shooting first at any point. Then 2 of the pilot skill 1, just Omicron group pilots. And on those, again, ion cannon, because I actually think that is going to be a pain in the ass in this game. It's going to work. The ISB Slicer, hull upgrade, advanced sensors. And I believe on the third one, oh no, the third one, I put, yeah, ion cannon. Yeah, all the same stuff. ISB Slicer, hull upgrade, and advanced sensors. So you have 3 big bases that could just ion the living hell out of everything on the board. They can jam you and keep the jams there. They have the ability to do their maneuvers or get their actions off before they're red. Oh man, and they get shots either out of the back or the front. It's going to be shuttle chaos ×2. And the big base.
Imperials suck!
There's nothing better than blocking and screwing things up with 3 big base ships on the board.
Galactic Empire, die!
So, no, I mean, to be honest, like I said, most of the ships I fly for the Imperials have gone into what's being released in Wave 2. But there was enough material in the old Imperial fleet that I managed to scrape up a couple builds.
Galactic Empire?
Yeah, Galactic Empire that I think I will enjoy playing for the first little while. So what about you, Mr. Schwabi?
I don't have a third build.
No.
Because I don't like Imperial. Or, sorry, Galactic Empire.
But
Imperial.
I will say...
I'll be honest with you. I think that with the new launch, they actually made Imperial better, or the Galactic Empire better than the Rebels. I think that the Rebels are going to be a little bit in trouble.
In my builds, I did still have the issue I had with the Rebels of going through and filling in the upgrades and thinking, nah.
Well, the good thing is all the upgrades are all the same except a few minors that are strictly for the.
I don't know. I was trying to find chemistry and And I just didn't find anything that super turned me on.
You have to remember something, that they're coming out with stuff to allow you, like if you're flying like swarms in like Galactic Empire, there's going to be a bonus for that. So, and like Rebels, like if you're sacrificing a ship for another ship, then there'll be bonuses for that.
From what I've seen, the bonuses that I've seen are in the ship card. They'll be in with particular ships that give you a bonus for flying in them. It's not like there's in a rule, if you got 5 ships, you get this or that. So
they said there will be something like that coming. They just haven't launched it yet.
Well, we'll have to see. But I think Interceptors and Phantoms, like I said, for the first little while, are going to have some fun and definitely be out on the tables doing the job. So I think that's a positive. Giving shuttles a rear and a front, it should be fun. I don't know.
I should have had a rear firing arc, to be honest with you.
Well, you know what? I looked at the model. There's enough room there to put some guns. So it's all good. I don't know. I do think that Imperial's going to be able to hold their own against the Rebels. But I think the Rebels will be able to do the same back and forth. So we'll see. But either way, those are our official Imperial or Galactic Empire builds for 2.0.
It might still suck.
That we're going to start out with. And like I said in Rebels, well, once we get the cards in that, we'll have to definitely play some games and film them so you guys out there in YouTube land can amuse yourself and laugh. And
me losing.
Hey, you know, the 2 Falcon build you showed me after the Rebel.
The double Falcons?
Yeah, that had some possibilities.
Probably not.
Anyways, you guys have a great night.
Don't forget our Facebook page.
Oh yeah, Facebook and definitely
our email account, crimsonctg@gmail.com.
And don't be afraid to comment about our crazy builds and you know, help support my genius. Anyways, I think we should start working on a scum. Stick around. We're going to do a scum video. Why not? 1 second, folks. Good night.